In this video, you will learn how to hide div0 errors in Excel using the IFERROR formula. IFERROR is a clever Excel trick. Let's learn it. If you have used Excel once in a while, you would see it show up an error like this. It happens when you're trying to divide a number by 0 or by a blank cell. Because division by 0 is mathematically impossible, Excel throws up this error. Let's learn how can we hide it using a clever Excel trick called the IFERROR formula. Here I have a bunch of different products, the revenue generated and number of units sold for each product, and I am interested in finding the revenue per unit. So all I have to do is divide my revenue by number of units sold. In this particular case, revenue per unit is $50 because overall revenue is $450 and I have sold 9 such units. I want to see that for all of my different products. So all I have to do is really bring this formula down to all my cells. And when I did that, there are 3 different errors that I have received. One is here for the product in row 5. It occurred because I tried dividing the revenue of $350 by 0 units sold. And therefore my revenue per unit came up as an error. Something similar happened in the case of row 9 when I tried dividing the revenue by a blank cell. And again I got my error as div0. Now I can avoid seeing this sort of error by wrapping this formula, and my formula here is really cell B3 divided by cell C3. What I can do is I can wrap up this formula with an IFERROR function. So IFERROR, and you will see that the IFERROR formula has 2 components. One is the value, which is essentially the formula that I want to use, and value IFERROR. So if the value has an error, then what should Excel show up as the value? So let's put that as error. Okay, and I have put my error here in double quotes because that's how Excel knows that it's a text. So let's try it out. Well, I'm still getting $50 because B3 divided by C3 is a value, and that value is 50. If it would have been an error, then I should have received error as my result. So if I pull this formula down, let's see what happens. Here, in places where I was earlier getting a div0 error, I now get to see error as my output. So in place of error, if I want to write something else, let's say the number is being divided by 0, I would see that, and I can double click here, extend the width of my cell, and can see the content. And if I drag that all the way down, I would see the same thing in my other cells as well. What if I don't want to see anything if there is an error? All I need to do is really just remove the text from my formula here, and I can leave the 2 double quotes, and it essentially is telling Excel that if there is an error, don't show anything because there is nothing in between my double quotes. So I'm going to go and apply the same formula to my entire column. So I'm going to remove the error from here, and I would drag it down all the way, and you see what has happened here. Let me readjust the width. That cells where earlier there was a div0 error, I see nothing. So essentially my error is now showing up as a blank cell. And this is how you can hide any errors in Excel by using the IFERROR formula. I hope you enjoyed learning the IFERROR formula in Excel. Please consider subscribing to my channel for similar content.